I will give Newt Gingrich his due on grandiose ideas and grandiose projects. I will not give him his due on executing those projects, which is exactly what the President of the United States is supposed to do. 4 years into his speakership, he was thrown out by the conservatives. There was a coup against him in 3. I served with him. I was there. I knew what the problems were going on in the House of Representatives when Newt Gingrich was leading there. It was an idea a minute. No discipline, no ability to be able to pull things together. I understand you're taking credit for the 1994 election, and you did have a lot of plans. As you know, I worked with you on those, and we had meetings early in the morning on many a week. And so we worked together on that. But you'll have to admit that this freshman congressman, who wasn't supposed to win a race, came and did something you never did, which is blew the lid off the biggest scandal to hit the Congress in 50 years. You knew about it for 10 or 15 years because you told me you knew about it. And you did nothing because you didn't have the courage to stand up to your own leadership, the Democratic Speaker of the House, take to the floor of the Senate, demand the releasing of the checks that were being kited by members of Congress, risk your political career, risk your promotion within the ranks, and do what was right for America. And that had more or as much to do with the 1994 win as any plan that you put together.
Mr. Speaker, respond.
You know, campaigns are interesting experiences for all of us. And each of us writes a selective history that fits our interests. As a freshman in 1979, I moved to expel a member who was a convicted felon for the first time since 1917 against the wishes of our leadership. In the Page scandal in the 1980s, I moved and threatened to expel them unless they were punished much more severely against the wishes of the leadership. In the late 1980s, I initiated charges against the Speaker of the House, Jim Wright, at rather considerable risk for a backbench member. In 1990, I opposed the President of the United States of my own party when he tried to raise taxes. I said I actually thought he meant read my lips, and I led the fight against raising taxes, against the wishes of my party's leadership. I think long before Rick came to Congress, I was busy being a rebel, creating the Conservative Opportunity Society, developing a plan to win a majority in the Congress. And if you talk to anybody who worked at the Congressional Campaign Committee from December of 1978 on, for 16 years, I worked to help create the Republican Party nationally to become a majority. I worked to create GOPAC to train a majority. Those are just historic facts, even if they're inconvenient for Rick's campaign.